Hey guys, Jet 888 here. It is May 8th and I just wanted to do a quick little check-in here. So today is World Donkey Day according to Microsoft. At least that's what comes in on my computer. Look at that. Y numbers plummeted. Look how skinny that little donkey is. So this is what I see when I'm at my computer. See the little donkey right there? Look at Don right above him. Interesting. So 5/8, like today's date, May 8th, there's your word agenda. And here's your word donkey. And notice the 444. I always find 444 very interesting. And look at the words also, Don Key. Remember on my computer how those two were shown together. Remember also the Francis Scott Key Bridge that was destroyed. And remember who Francis Scott Key was and why this bridge was named after him. Francis Scott Key is the one that wrote the Star-Spangled Banner. So if you don't think that the taking down of this bridge is strategic in any way and shutting down commerce, and we were given signs before this even happened. And look at the little Baphomet kind of shapes right there. We were shown that this is going to happen. Look in the halftime show at the Super Bowl. Look at, this is Usher, and look in the background of him. Do you not feel like that's a little bit symbolic of Francis Scott Key and our national anthem and what's happening to America right now? Look up the word gladio also. Those things, these are events and tragedies that happen to people to keep everyone in fear. It has to do with NATO also. So anyhow, I think our little innocent World Donkey Day is a little bit suspicious and perhaps a little bit of a heads up for you. It's interesting too because don means to dress or put in clothing, but don is also a title for men in Spanish, and don is a term for the head of a mafia family. Anyhow, so you got the Don Key, which I just find is a strange thing. And let's look at the word donkey again. Don Key has exact same numerology as melody, but look what's above it too. Gaza. So they have the same Jewish gematria, and then it changes a little bit. But there's your 201 also, the 210 for Gaza. Anyhow, the numerology is very interesting. Same thing with metamorphosis, or metamorphosis, but the metamorphosis though is 888. And 888 is Donald J. Trump. But just remember, whatever they show you, there's always a little reason for it. And that's funny because when you check on that, why numbers plummeted, it takes you to this little picture and it says how the humble donkey became a big problem for China. So here's our word gladio also. There's your 91. Flip it around. That's 19, like the last 4 years. The last 4 years we've had to deal with. So gladio, we're going to look at the last English and simple gematria, 288 and 48. And it's exact same numerology, there you go, as famine. And remember when we look at this little donkey here for World Donkey Day and how it says why numbers are plummeted and the little dude looks like he's starving? The gladio, the anagram for it, is also dialogue, which they're totally cutting off because they're censoring people's speech. So dialogue is funny that gladio is the anagram. So this is just all strange to me, seeing the word donkey is in our Donkey Day, and also the word gladio, because these events that are happening in our society around the world they're actually planned events by this group of NATO people. But look at gladio is also AI gold. And then gladio, the anagram, is dialogue. And when they cut off dialogue, censorship is the first step to genocide, just to let people know. And if you haven't seen enough censorship lately, you haven't been looking. So here, looking at more anagram from World Donkey Day, it's World D-Day, key on. And remember at the Operation Warp Speed, General Perna stated D-Day was the beginning of the end. That was what he said when he gave that speech. And I'm going to put this little visual on the end, but when I look at NATO also, It's got the exact same gematria as the word snap and pans. And when I think of also pans, not just Peter Pan and Disney and all that, but the cooking, which came up in part of this gematria also. Anyhow, I'm going to leave this little visual at the end, but the NATO, one of their sayings there in Latin, it means vigilance is the price of freedom. And when you look at the word NATO, it just can be a not spelled differently. All right, anyhow, there's some more anagrams. And also World Donkey Day, the last simple in English gematria, or English and simple gematria, is also the Wizard of Oz. Also Donkey Day, if you just look at Donkey Day, it's Dandy Yoke, and that is a man, dandy is a man who places particular importance upon physical appearance and personal grooming, refined language, and leisurely hobbies. So it's kind of like the elite that do that, the people who are running the world. And looking into this thing, the Yankee Doodle Dandy and the play on the word dandy and the whole, that song, the macaroni, guess what macaroni is, the numerology. Isn't that weird? So you've got your 444 there again too. That 444 and 74 and 214 of macaroni is I'm Batman. Remember the bat, the whole Wuhan thing? 444 and 74 is also Jesus and Lucifer. It's also Jewish, cross, and Masonic. And it's also Messiah. So I just find it a weird or strange little, I don't know, connection, I guess. Because the whole Yankee Doodle Dandy seems like it's sort of patriotic. But the thing also about dandy, so just if you go and look at the Wikipedia thing, it reads about Yankee Doodle Dandy. The term macaroni was used to describe a fashionable man who dressed and spoke in an outlandishly affected and effeminate manner. In British conversation, the term Yankee Doodle Dandy implied unsophisticated misappropriation of upper class fashion, as though simply sticking a feather in one's cap, it would transform the wearer into a noble. So this guy Peter McNeill, a professor of fashion studies, claims that the British were insinuating that the colonists were lower class men who lacked masculinity, emphasizing that the American men were womanly. So isn't that sort of funny? It also brings up the word Minutemen too. So, and it says the Minutemen were members of the organized New England colonial militia companies trained in weaponry, tactics, and military strategies during the American Revolutionary War. They were known for being ready at a minute's notice, hence the name Minutemen, providing whatever. There's more of that. But that kind of, to me, goes back a little bit to this Operation Gladio thing. If you look more into that, I'm probably not going to talk a lot about that because I don't want to have my page deleted, but, and that's the word, you know, I mean, I got the word dandy from the World Donkey Day anagram, part of the anagram. And the whole World Donkey Day, the anagram is Dandy World Yoke. And I think that's just sort of weird because it seems like a lot of the controllers and people trying to force the agenda recently are a bunch of dandy men. So this says Yankee Doodle, the song, had turned from being an insult to being a song of national pride. There's that what's up is down and what's black is white. And the last anagram I'm going to look at, here's the World Donkey Day, is Dandy World Yoke. Like we're all going to be imprisoned and enslaved if we let continue happening what's happening. And look at this anagram out of the World Donkey Day. Lord Key, NWO, so that's New World Order D-Day. And it's saying Lord Key. Anyhow, make of it what you will. I'm just putting some stuff out there, see if we can get people to think a little bit, okay? Okay, guys, be good.